So now that we have exported a copy of this website, so we are now safe to make changes. So we'll go to edit with Elementor. We click on this. And now, as you can see, it splits this whole website into blocks. So now it's very easy for somebody to, make changes here. And I'll show you how in just a moment. So let's say I want to edit this text here. I want this to be something else. Like let's take the website name itself. Put learning learning WordPress, okay? And I don't like this text here. Let's say I don't want this text here, or I want to place it somewhere else. So I can do that by just dragging and placing it here. So yeah, I like this. Okay, let's say I want to remove this. So I want to remove this text. I don't like this, so I can just click here and then delete. Similarly, let's say I don't want this button, or I want to rename it. So if I click here, you can see it says learn more. Let's say I want to say visit uh, my YouTube page. So this button, so this text can be very easily changed. At the same time, if we want to customize it a little more, let's say, so like we can add our custom links here. So let's say I instead want to send it to my website. So I'll pick up this link here and then I'll paste it here. So now whenever somebody clicks on this, it you can see here in the bottom left hand corner here, you can see that it's going to redirect me to arkalim.github.io, my personal website. So this is how you can very easily change buttons. Now let's say I don't want this pink color here. I don't like this color. I can change this too. So there are three different like panels here. So one is the content, one is the style, and the other is advanced. So there are a lot of things you can change about each and everything. So currently I have selected the button. If I go to style, you can see there's this typography. The typography basically means it refers to the text, the font size, whether you want it capital or small or all caps or something like that. So here the family is default. I can change it if I want like Times New Roman. I can select Times New Roman. If I don't want everything to be like capital, I can. So this is style is default. I can take it to italic if I want, or leave it to default. Decoration also is available. Transforms if we want it to capitalize instead of upper cases or lower cases, or if we want it to be normal. So there are a lot of stuffs like here available. So let's say we want capitalized, and we don't like Times New Roman, so we'll pick some other font. Let's say Arial. So as you can see, this button we can easily customize. So we'll leave this typography now. We'll move to some other thing. So here you can see there are two options, normal and hover. So if the normal basically means how this button appears when a user looks at it without hovering the mouse. So here there's nothing because it's by default. If instead we want to change the background color of the button, we can click here and we can change it to something of our choice. Let's say we want blue, so we can select this blue. Okay, now if I go on here, you can see this is blue. Now if I go to hover, here the background color is none. If you want this button to change color when you bring the cursor over it, you can again modify it. So you can take blue. Let's say I want it to be a little darker when I bring the mouse over it. So I just drag it a bit on towards this side so that the color becomes a little darker. And then if I bring the cursor over it, you can see the button changes color. Isn't that cool? Similarly here, like let's say I don't like this, I can just click here, and here you can see that we can change the title. We can put any link also if we want. So if anybody clicks on this, they'll be redirected to some link. Size is there, which tag we want to use. These and all are not needed. We can go to style and text color. We can go to typography again and change it to, let's say, something very fancy. Like we can choose this Allura, let's say. Oh, looks. pretty messy. So I don't like this whole capital, this whole uppercase thing. But let's change it to capitalize. So we'll go to transforms, change it to capitalize. Now it looks cool, but it looks still looks small. I want to make it large. So again, in style typography, I'll go to letter spacing, size, decoration size. Yeah. So here I can change it manually to whatever size I want. That looks fine. This is also cool. Visit my YouTube. Let's say I don't like this white text. So I click on the button. I'll go to style here. It's already on style. So I'll go to the text color, and let's say I instead want a red color or a little, let's say I want something like a pink color or purple color thing. So a lot of options are there, so we can select this, and here for the hover and for the text, for both we can choose the same thing if you want. So we'll go here, we can copy this color from here, we can copy, and then we can go to hover, and then for the text again we can put the same thing. So you can see now this is exactly the way we want. Similarly, we can change the background also. So if you want to pick a whole background, this is actually called as a section, I believe. I click on this, yeah, I think, yeah, this is called as a section. So if we click on this, this basically means that I'm selecting this background section, this whole section itself, this blue colored thing. So we click here, and here we can go to style again, and you can see the image. So this is the default image. Let's say I want to choose some other image. I click there and click on select files, and let's say I want some other image, as in let's say this image looks cool, so I'll select this image. I click open, so it's uploading, and now if you click on insert media, you can see we've just changed the background. Isn't that cool? Now there's this quote here that I don't really like. I don't want this quote section to be there at all. So what I can do, I can just click on this and then go to delete. So this whole section will be deleted. So now this whole quote is gone. We have customized the front part to whatever we want, and yeah, so after you do any change, I always suggest you click on update, or you must click on update in order for these changes to take effect. Now if you want to see whatever changes you have done, how exactly it looks on the website, then what you do, you just go to the website, you just visit the website on localhost. So these changes are real time. So if I go to localhost slash, this is my website, I'll go to learning WordPress GitHub.io. Okay, so if I go here, now you can see how this change has taken place. So here you can easily see whether you're happy with this or not. So here's the logo, here's all the menu, and here's the button. So if I click on this button, if you remember, I had like put my page in the link. So now you can see it has redirected me to my web page. So I'll go back, and here you can see the remaining. So let's customize the rest of the page. So we'll go back to this tab where we were editing with Elementor, and here now we'll change this. So let's say you have something like, let's say you want to put some gallery, some images. We'll put gallery, okay, and so these are some fixed images that, for our case, we, let's say we don't like them, we don't want to use these images. So what we'll do, we'll delete this whole section, okay, and we'll add a new section. So if you click on this, it's going to delete this whole thing, okay. Now, so yeah, so now that we have the gallery here in place, and we want to add images our way. So we'll go to, if you click on this, this is basically like a menu which has all these tools available that you can just use, and make anything here. So if you look closely, there are a lot of things, like there's this image, then you have gallery. So these are actually in pro, and you can't use them unless you pay for the pro version, but we'll be doing everything for free, so don't worry, I'll still show you how to do things for free. So we'll choose this image carousel, and if we So if we go to gallery, so here you can see, yeah, so I picked the image carousel and placed it here. So here, if I click on this, you can see there's no image right now. So I can click on this plus sign and I can select some images to show. So let's say I want to display this image, this image, this image, this image, this image, and this image. So I select all of these five or six, whatever, and I click on insert gallery. So these are going to be inserted. Okay, and the thing is, these will keep switching. As you saw in my website, like if you see on my website, if I go to my portfolio, if you come down, you can see these images. So these are obviously larger, so these keep like scrolling on its own, so I don't have to go through these, like I don't have to, like manually see them. I still have the option to, like swipe and see what all images are there. So this is basically an example of carousel. So this is the image carousel, but as you can see, the images are pretty tiny. So we want them to be of bigger size. So here the image, in the image size section, you can increase them to medium large, let's say. So here these get changed. Now the thing is that this is highly dependent on the image dimensions. So when you change it to from something which was very standard like thumbnail to a more custom, a custom image, then this whole thing will actually be dependent on the aspect ratio. So if you see this image is, it's protruding downwards more compared to this. So it's really up to you how you can handle it. What I personally do, I have written a code in in Python, which basically takes any image and I'll first crop any image to whatever type I want with of approximately the same aspect ratio, and then that Python code will take it and make like, so I can have like a folder of images. So that Python code will take all the images, read all the images from that folder, and it will make another folder where each image is basically a little warped but of the same dimension and aspect ratio. So that like helps like drastically. So basically what I'm saying is that all of these images will be a cropped version of themselves, but they'll all be uniform. So you won't have this gap, this nasty gap here. So I'll be showing you guys how to do that in probably in a later video. For now, you can just stick to this. So this is basically attaching a gallery here. Now let's say you don't want this white background, you don't like this background, you can go here, click on this. So this will basically select this section, this whole section. So you can see the background is white. So go on style, and here you can go to background overlay, and in the background type, no, sorry, I'm sorry, you can go to background, and here in the normal you can go to background type, which is classic, and you can choose a color. So let's choose a color which we want. Let's take like a very light bluish color. Let's say we like this color more, so we'll choose this color, and then we do, that's all, we select this, and hover also, it's same thing, it will remain the same. So we just click update. So now if we reload our website, now we can see that this website has been updated. So you can see that it now has the gallery that we wanted. We can switch through it. Anyway, it will be switching after I think 10 seconds. It switches one image at a time. Then we have these other things here. So these are all like how exactly you can modify. Now let's say we want to add certain more things to this. So we want to add some icons here which you can use to contact. So for that, what we can do is we'll again go to this menu thing here, and now one thing I would like to tell is that the free version of WordPress and Elementor, the free version of Elementor actually has some limitations. So you're not allowed to use all of these tools, all of these tools here that you can use in general. So there are a few third-party add-ons for Elementor itself that we can install. I personally use one or two of them. So I'll show you which one exactly, and we'll install that also, which will make it very easy for us to work with. So So yeah, so now that it has been loaded in the local host, now I'll go to the dashboard, and here if I go to plugins, you can see I have some additional plugins that I was using. So there is this Elements Kit Lite and Live Mesh add-on for Elementor. So these two allow us to add some additional functionality. Like if you see on my website, I'll show you. I have these icons here. So for Mail, LinkedIn, Medium, and GitHub. So these are also one of the tools. Like I showed you the image carousel. So this is also a type of tool. So these are not available in the free version of Elementor. So we'll be using a third party to install these. So we'll install these two, the Elements Kit Lite and the Live Mesh add-on for Elementor. So we'll go to our dashboard here. So this is our website. We'll go to the dashboard and then we'll go to plugins and then add new. And here we'll go to Elements Kit Lite. So this is basically the Elements Kit. I think, yeah, this is the one. So we'll install this. All right. So now that we have this installed, we're going to activate this. So now that this is installed, we're going to add another one, the Elements Kit Lite. Oh, so this was the one. The other one is Live Mesh add-on for Elementor. Okay. Live Mesh. Okay, so we just type Live Mesh. Hopefully it should come up. Live Mesh add-on for Elementor. Yeah, so this one. So we'll install this. So there are a lot of third-party add-ons for Elementor which you can use, and that will allow you to use some of those pro features for free. Right. So once this is installed, we can click on Activate, and yeah. So this plugin has now been activated. We'll allow and continue. Or we'll just skip it. Okay, so skip this. It's asking us to add another plugin. We don't want to do that, so we'll just. So now, if we go to our website and we go to Edit with Elementor, hopefully we'll see some more options available. So yeah, so if we minimize all of these, we can see we have general, then we can see we have these Live Mesh add-ons, and then these Elements Kit add-on. So these will basically allow us to add some more things like some more of these things like this image carousel and all that for free. Something which is pro will be available for free. So that's the basic motivation behind this. And so let's do one thing. Let me try and recreate my own website from scratch. So we have so we currently have this website. So we currently have this website, and let's say we want to create a website which looks somewhat like mine. So I have this about myself page, which here I've replaced with gallery. That is okay. Let's say here this page I want to replace it with about me. So first of all, I don't want this. Let's say I don't want this picture here. I want a solid background. So I click on this. I go to style, And just the same way I will delete this image. Instead I'll go for the background and I'll choose, let's say, white. Okay, and I think there is, yeah, so there's this background overlay behind, so we don't want that black color, that's what's giving this gray tint. So we will remove this. So once we clear, we can see that now it looks completely white. So we can go to background. So here we have some text, I think. Now there's this problem, we can't see the text. So for now, let's just keep it to gray. We'll change it to white later. So it will be a little more easy for us to work with. So let's say I want this gallery kind of title here. I don't want this image tab. I don't want to add any image. So I'll delete this. Let's say I want this gallery kind of tab with the same exact same thing. So what I can do here is I can copy this. Okay, so if I select on this, I can copy it, and here I can actually paste it. Okay, so here it's not available for pasting. So basically it's like a section. So I can select this section and I can paste it wherever I want. So let's say I want to use this. Let's say I want to use this title. So I'll click here and then I'll do a copy, and here I can do paste. Yeah, so as you can see, this thing is like it came here exactly like that. Now I'll remove this one. I don't need this, so I can just do delete. And then this also I don't want this button, I can do delete. This also I don't want, so I'll just do delete. I just want a plain title and some text. So for this text, we'll just write something. Let's say I'll just copy paste itself for the sake of simplicity. I'll just copy paste, and yeah, so as you can see, this is now there. Now let's say we want to make it, we want to have the background in white color. Okay, and we want the text to be in black color. So first of all, we are currently in this text box. So here we'll go to style, and we'll go to this text color and we'll change it to black. Okay, so it has not yet changed. We'll do update. So sometimes they do take time to actually get updated, and then if I reset the page, reload the page, I mean, then hopefully the changes should take place. If not, then we'll see what's the problem. Okay, so the changes have not taken place yet. I let's, okay, so it has gone back to white. Let's change it to black again. If we come back, it's again white. Oh, weird, pretty weird. Never seen this. So we are here again. We'll go to black. Okay, so this way it works. Cool. So we'll do update, and so let's open this our website in another tab just to see if we are doing things correctly, if everything is working correctly. Yeah, so this is now black in color. That's exactly the way we wanted, and we want this to be centered. Okay, so we chose centered here, and we'll go to content. Like, okay, so we want to change the background to white. So we click here on this. So we select this section. We'll go to style, and then for the background color, we'll choose white. So now it looks cool, right? Yeah. And let's say we don't want gallery. Instead, we want about. Okay. So this about is now there, and we don't want this section. Let's say we don't need three. I think three are, yeah, the three are more than enough. So we don't want this section. If we need something, we'll build it later. So we can just close this. Okay, so this section is now gone. Now let's say we want to add this contact section where it says get in touch, and it displays these cool little icons here. So for that, we can click on this media tab here, and here we can search for this. We will start from the bottom. So here we can search for this social media. I think EKIT social share. I think it was. I don't remember exactly. I think this was the one. So if I just drag and drop, this is also one, but it's different from mine. I like mine better. I like mine much more. So we'll search for something else which says something like social media or um, there's this social media. Maybe this is the one. No, this is also not the one. Delete this. I think it was something else. Social media. I think it was social icons probably. So if we let's try this. So we can just drag and drop these in the widget, draw widget here. Yeah, exactly. These were the ones. So we'll delete this. We don't want that. And yeah, so that's all. So here, if we go here, we can. I think we can change the shape here. So we can go to circle. So this is exactly how my icons looked, right? Circle. And so there's this Facebook, this and this. And if we want to add something, we can just go to add item and then icon library. And here we can choose whatever we want. So let's say if we uh, want an envelope where we want to say it's a mail thing, we can just go insert and this mail is now here. And we can add links for each one of these. So for link here for this, we can probably add, we'll do a copy email address. And then here I can paste this email address. And for emails, it should actually be mail to, and I think it should be something like this. Yeah, so if you do update, then this and all, like for each one of these you can individually select what links you want. And now if you see, these are not animated, so if I hover, they don't grow or shrink or something. So here I have made these animated, as you can see. So how do we do that? I'll show you just in a moment. So we can select on any icon we want and we go to style. Okay, and then we go to advanced, sorry, we go to advanced, and then we go to motion effect. So motion effects is basically how you want it to be animated when you just enter. So let's say when the user scrolls down to this section, these should just pop. What I mean by that, if I just restart this page, you can see how these popped. So we'll do that here. So default animation is by default none. So we can go to something like I do bounce. This is the one bouncing. Yeah, so this is the one. So now I selected it, and at the same time when we hover on top, we want it to grow in size, right? So this is also something that animation duration bouncing. Okay, entrance animation. If you go to style and icon hover, so we can go to style, we can select the icons, go to style and then icon hover, and the animation is nothing. So we can go to grow. So if you do that, then you can see that the icons actually grow in size when we hover on top. This is exactly how it works in mine, right? But then at the same time we want this get in touch thing. So how do we do that? Again, it's very simple. So what you do first is you go here and you go to this heading. So you pick this heading and then you insert. So you can just sort of play around and see where exactly it fits the best. So you can just insert it here and then go and make it centered. And let's say I'm in get in touch. I don't want this capital, so I'll go to style and go to typography. I'll change from the family to, let's say I want something different. Let's say I want Abel, and I want the transform to be capitalized. Okay, so get in touch. Now I think it looks cool. Hmm. So and for the whole, so this is white in background. Okay, now if you see on my page, I have this slightly grayish, and that gives it a nice cool distinct looks when you transition from this purplish blue to white and then to this gray in color thing. So it basically gives a proper border to each one of these sections. So I like to have it that way. So for that, if we want to change the background again, we can select this section as the whole, go to style, and we can put the background, select the classic, and the color we can choose to whatever we want. Let's say we don't want this too much. Let's say this is I think this is good. So we can select this, and for the hover also, we hover, it will work just like that. It's okay. So we can go to update, and once we update, we can refresh our website, and then we can see how things are working. Yeah, so it looks cool now, right? So I think this is our website has started to, like take the proper shape we wanted it to take. So one thing you can see is there's a lot. If you see, it looks a little odd. It's just three lines, and these lines are so long. So I think it's better if we can, like crop them from here. So it's just, we can give some paddings on the sides. So I'll show you how to do that. So if you go there, you can see this text box. Okay. So what you do, you go to this icon and then you go to intersections. So what this intersection allows you to do is it basically allows you to have multiple columns and rows, columns in the same thing. So in our case, it's better if we have three columns. So this basically means I want to edit the column. So I can right click and then do add new column. So now I have three columns. So I can manually adjust them how much I want. Like let's say this looks fine, and then I can pick this text box, and I can just put in this center one. So now if you see, I have a very nice padding on both the sides. Now I can adjust it the way I want and then update it. So once I update, these changes will take place here. So if I refresh, we can now see that now it displays it the way we want. And also, I think this text size is quite small. So let's increase the text size as well. That's also a good thing to do. So what we'll do, we'll go to styles again. We'll go to typography, and the size we will increase just like that. I think this should be fine. Yeah. We just do an update, and here we'll refresh it. And yeah, so now the text is a little bigger and it looks good now. So now we have the title. If you want to add a subtitle also, it's the same way. So let's say here, if you see on my page, I have like a subtitle here saying let's make computers intelligent. Let's say you also want something like this. So what will you do? So we can just go here and go to this menu and grab another heading and just place it underneath, and then here we can just say my subheading, let's say, and we'll go to style, typography. We want, oh, sorry, we change it to capitalize, and we want the color. So we want the text color to be white because it's not, you can't really see it on this. So we can choose a text color, and let's say we want it to be a little bluish or greenish or white itself. I think looks the best. So I'll go on this, and here we can go to the typography and capitalize is there. Let's say we want this to be Advent Pro. Okay, and then we'll go to content and make it centered, and now I think it's cool. So I'll update this, and then here we'll refresh for the change to take place. Now it looks cool, but there is one problem I see, and that is I don't want this big gap here. Okay, so I want these the heading and the subheading to be very close. So how do I do that? I'll show you exactly. So you select on either one of these, whichever one you want, and you go to advanced. Okay, and here you can see this thing called as margin. So margins and padding, these allow you to add spaces between two blocks. So margin basically allows you to add spacing between two blocks, and padding allows you to add spaces inside the box itself. So let's say we use margins. Okay, and so this is if you keep it on, then it's going to increase or decrease all the values at the same time, whereas if you turn this off, you can choose to have whatever value you want on the top, bottom, left and right of this block, how much padding you want. So let's say if I increase this right padding then you can see this whole thing is shifting towards the left. Okay, so here we want this to be closer to the heading. We want the subheading to be closer to the heading. So we select the subheading and we reduce the top margin below minus. Okay, so to whatever we want. So let's say this looks cool, I think. And we also want this, let's say we want the button, visit my YouTube page button, to be further down. So same way we can increase the bottom padding, and if you see, the button has now moved down. So we'll save this, and if we reset, now you can see that this is the heading, subheading, and the page, and yeah, everything works fine. The gallery, about, and then get in touch, and the whole animation thing works. Now let's say we don't want this to be so plain, we want to add animations to these buttons and everything. So we come here, same way we select this, we go to advanced, the, the steps remain exactly the same, we go to animations, and then let's say we say do fade in down. Similarly for subheading also, let's say we want fade in down, so we can choose fade in down here. Let's say for the button, we choose like fade in up. Let's say this looks better, so we update these. And yeah, so once we reload the website, so here you can see we have this nice animation thing going on.